Vipassana means to see clearly, and there are different teachings on how to do it properly. There is Goenka, there is Mahasi Sayadaw. In today's video, I explain you in the details all the differences and similarities, and also I will give you my honest opinion on both of them. Let's begin with Goenka Vipassana. Let's say that it's the most famous one and it's famous around the whole globe, and I know like around maybe 10 people who did it. So I've interviewed 3 friends of mine that did Goenka Vipassana meditation retreat, so I can present it to you now in all the details. Let's begin with who is Goenka. Goenka is a teacher from Myanmar. He started his teachings in 1969 and he became really popular in USA and in India as well. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2012 and now you cannot receive his teachings from the person, but you can always see his videos. His method consists in 10 days silent meditation retreat where everyone starts at the same time. It's kind of a course where all the people, for example 30 people, come in the same meditation place to meditate for the next 10 days together. The girls and the boys are separated and there is no talking, no writing, no reading, no using the phones. So it's kind of a very strict meditation technique. The teachings are based on Goenka. He will explain to you how to meditate, what is Buddhism, and how to apply the concept of Buddhism to your daily life. Note that it's only going to be a seated meditation, so you are supposed to sit and meditate for around 8 hours per day. During the meditation, you are advised not to move your body and you will be concentrated on the body scan, on all the parts of your body as well, and on your breathing. So during the breathing you will concentrate on the tip of your nose. You will be asked to observe how the oxygen enters and goes out from your body. During this Vipassana, everyone meditates in the same meditation hall where you are assigned a special place that you cannot choose and you cannot move. This meditation retreat can be really convenient for so many people as Goenka has meditation centers for Vipassana like everywhere in the world. Starting from Spain, going to Russia, Germany, Thailand, literally everywhere. And I feel it's fascinating that it's built and it's maintained by the volunteers. And this retreat is absolutely for free. And you are allowed to pay the donation only on the 10th day, only if you finish all the course. So if you drop after 3 days, you are not allowed to donate. The accommodations are quite nice. It's like buildings in the nature, separated from all the world, and normally the rooms are shared for 2 or 3 people, of course on a gender base. You have a wooden hard beds and all the conditions are quite basic. They are not so strict about the clothing. You should have something that will cover your elbows, cover your knees, so it should be something no tight, something simple, made with the neutral colors. The food, as my friends told me, was just amazing, made by volunteers. They had different variations of curry, vegetables, rice, noodles, fruits, milk, they had it all. And for the newcomers, you also can eat a piece of fruit after the lunch, because normally the lunch is 11:30 and it's supposed to be your last meal, but as you just came there, as you're starting out with your meditation, with Vipassana, you're allowed to eat some piece of fruit afterwards, before going to sleep. And of course you can drink a tea wherever you feel like it. The timetable is quite strict and your day will start at 4:30. You start with the video explanations of what is Buddhism, how you're supposed to meditate, and how you can be a better person. It is based on the videos done by Goenka when he was alive. Quite a good explanations of the concepts of Buddhism and on the well-being and on a good living. You're supposed to meditate the whole day long. You have only breakfast early in the morning, then you have a lunch that is around 11:30, and then you're supposed to go to sleep early around 9. You don't have so much free time there and you have to meditate for around 8 hours per day. That can be a little bit overwhelming for some people. And now we're coming to Mahasi Sayadaw Vipassana meditation retreat, the one that I did personally last year in Chiang Mai in Thailand. in the main temple of Chiang Mai Doi Suthep. I really love this experience. I will leave you a link below so you can see my personal experience and tips on how to do this type of meditation, where I will explain you in details how was it for me and how to make this experience unforgettable. So Mahasi Sayadaw meditation technique is based on Vipassana, that as well to see clearly, but he explains it from a little bit different perspective, and the meditation itself has a little bit different technique. It's normally practiced in Theravada Buddhist monasteries, like the one that I did in a Doi Suthep, in a temple. And I would say this meditation retreat is not as strict as silent meditation retreat done in Goenka Center. But let's start with who was Mahasi Sayadaw. He was a Buddhist Theravada monk who lived a little bit before the Goenka, so he passed away in 1982, and he was very famous on giving his impact on the insightful meditation Vipassana. His method consists on a meditation course that can last 4, 5, 7, 10 or even 21 days. The girls and boys are living all together, they meditate all together in the same meditation hall. No talking, no writing, no reading, no cell phone using, no yoga, no sport is allowed, only meditation and cleaning of the facilities. The teachings here are always taught in the present, in person. There is a current monk of the monastery who takes care about the international students who decided to do a Vipassana there. And so there are 3 types of meditation there. Walking meditation, when you concentrate on your movements, on the feeling of the floor underneath your feet and on the way how you move your feet forward. Then there comes the sitting meditation, where you concentrate on the rising and falling sensations of your chest, when you concentrate on your seated position and on some specific place of your body where you feel like touching, right? And the laying meditation, you do it just before going to bed. You observe again your rising and falling sensations of the chest, your laying position and the contact in between your body and the bed underneath you. There is no assigned seat for you, so you can meditate either in a meditation hall where they have a lot of space for it, or maybe you can meditate outside or even in your room if you feel like it. And there is no one who will really observe you, nobody will really check on you, so you go and meditate when you can do it. If you don't feel like meditate right now and you feel overwhelmed, you can always skip this part. The location is normally in the Buddhist monastery in the countries that practice Theravada Buddhism. They are Thailand, Sri Lanka, Myanmar and Laos. And normally it's a Buddhist monasteries with real monks who give you the teaching there. The accommodation there can vary. For example, I had a private room, a bathroom with 4 other people, but sometimes also you're supposed to share the room, and I think it always depends on the center where you're going to stay. The clothes that we're supposed to wear, it was white, like this one for example, it's from my meditation retreat. You're supposed to have your knees and your elbows covered. Basically that's it. Food was vegetarian, I would say almost vegan, as we rarely had some pieces of egg in our meal, and normally it was a rice with something, or vegetable soup, or noodles with something. Like we used to have a breakfast and then the lunch, and then for the whole day you were supposed to not to eat at all. We could only drink a tea. So the schedule was waking up at 5 in the morning, going to bed at 9, and during the day we were having a Dharma talk where the current teacher of the monastery would explain us the concept of Buddhism, and we were having time for meditation, of course. Then we had a meeting with the teacher where he could explain us the next steps in our meditation practice. Also, we had the chanting sessions where we used to chant all together, and it was just so beautiful. We had some free time to cleaning, to washing the dishes and to washing our clothes. It's a donation-based retreat, so everyone decides at the end of the course how much he or she wants to donate. Some of the monasteries actually require the minimal sum of money just to cover all the basic needs of the monastery. So now that I explained to you in the details Goenka and Mahasi Sayadaw Vipassana meditation techniques, let's come back and do a recap about their differences and similarities. Goenka's retreat is actually way more strict because you feel always observed, You're supposed to come to these meditation sessions and you cannot leave them just when you feel like it. Also, I didn't like so much the fact that the girls and the boys are separated. On the other hand, I felt that in my Vipassana meditation we felt more open. We could go for a walk and meditate and do everything like the way we wanted to do. Goenka's Vipassana is taught by video. My Vipassana was taught by the current teacher in the center, and I feel this is a way more valuable, and they were so fulfilling me. I really loved the teachings. They were so funny and at the same time so valuable, and I really appreciate it. During the Goenka's meditation retreat, you do a listening of the chantings by Goenka, and during the Mahasi Sayadaw, you're supposed to chant. Well, I feel this is more beautiful and it makes you to create a deeper connection with the Buddhism. Now let's talk about the similarity. In both centers, you are not supposed to talk, to read, to write, to practice yoga or to do some sport. We're supposed to eat only vegetarian food. And of course, the main purpose of these two different meditation technique is just to bring a clarity to your life, so you will see the world more clearly and you will recreate the connection with yourself. So now that you watched this video and you know the differences in between the meditation retreats made by Goenka and by Mahasi Sayadaw, I really hope you can choose the Vipassana that you will really enjoy and you will really appreciate. So let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions. I'm here willing to answer them. Goodbye and namaste.